Okay. Okay, good afternoon once again, everyone. So we will
Good
try
afternoon.
to, yes, we will try to look at this subject because as I have scanned the subject is medyo heavy, but let's try to work it out na magiging okay sa lahat, no? Pag-usapan natin 'yan. Because really the subject is, especially for the elementary, you are elementary kasi, so you're expected to be generalist. So for this subject, it covers the whole subjects in elementary. Ilan yung subjects? According to my friend, 8 subjects. So anyway, maintindihan nyo yan kung bakit ko na-mention yung subjects ng elementary. So, but before that, I would like to say thank you so much for coming in. And of course, despite of the fact that we have problems on internet connectivity and some lack of resources, you are still here, no? We are still gathering here for you to be informed very well sa subject na ito, no? Sir, why do you have to conduct a virtual class orientation? Because I think it is very best for me that I personally discussed to you what are the inside or what are the rules and guidelines of this subject para naman mapag-usapan natin. And this is so nice because later I will ask you to ask questions. So if you have questions, please take note of that because I will be allowing you to ask that later after the presentation. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay? I believe meron akong mga estudyante dito kanina. So papaulit-ulit, no? So again, good afternoon everyone. This is GED105 Technology for Teaching and Learning in the elementary grades. Okay, by the way, makita nyo ba? Makikita nyo yung PowerPoint? I'm so sorry for those who are using cell phones. My probability that you cannot see well the presentation, it is because of the size of the phone, no? Don't worry because I will be uploading a copy of this presentation sa Google Classroom natin along with the video. Itong video na to, no? I-upload ko yan, ibibigay ko yan sa inyo through email, Google Classroom, or even Facebook para meron kayong copy. Para later on, if you have questions and clarifications, pwede nyo magamit yung video for your reference. So this is Gen 105. Imagine this is technology for teaching and learning in the elementary grades. I believe we are all done with CPE 107. Lahat ba dito na may CPE 107 na?
Yes
It is
po,
assumed
sir.
very good because it is
Yes, sir.
okay because it is assumed that you are all done with CPE 107 because this is CPE 107 is the prerequisite of this subject. The main difference of your CPE 107 and this subject is that this subject focuses more on the elementary grades. So meaning to say specific na siya. Uh, Nabanggit ko yung 8 subjects, it is because probably we will try to integrate technology sa 8 subjects na nabanggit ko. That is why this subject is probably a little bit, no, a little bit challenging. But let's try to make ways na and let's try to find ways na hindi ito gaanong mabigat sa inyo. Okay? So ang concern ko dito and then my favor to you guys is cooperation. That is only the thing na para ma-success natin itong subject na ito. I'm sure you are, kilala nyo na ako kasi parang may under ako dito sa JED 101 last semester. Okay? So I am Fernando R. Sigito Jr. Preferably I want to be called Sir Fern. Okay. And then let's proceed to the subject. Okay, by the way, this is our classroom, no? In the absence of our typical classroom, we will be using Google Classroom as our classroom. Lalagyan natin yan ng mga materials later on for you to be answered and for your references. Lalagyan natin yan. And then all materials will be placed in the classwork tab. So after opening the Google Classroom, please make sure to open the classwork tab because nandun yung lahat yung gagawin natin. If we're going to look at, hindi ko pala ito na-mention sa ibang klase ko, if we're going to look at, meron tayong mga, ano dito, meron tayong Google Calendar. So yung Google Calendar children, dyan yung makikita kung merong mga due dates. So pwede nyo yung ma-check, no? So it will be placed in the classwork tab of the Google Classroom and it will be sorted by week. If it will not be sorted by week, it will be indicated in the instruction. Okay, this material is good for a week, this material is good for 2 weeks, and so on. Next, class learning activities. You will be notified if there will be materials, especially activity sheets that will be uploaded in the classroom. Kasi ayoko yung masistress kayo na time to time mag-open kayo ng Google Classroom natin. No na, ay siguro may in-upload si sir. So punta ako ng GED105. I know na most of you or some of you lalabas pa ng bahay, pupunta pa ng rooftop, pupunta pa ng bukid, parang ganyan, aakyat pa ng puno to get a signal. And I don't want that na yun lang yung gagawin nyo doon and then you are just to check kung meron akong na-send or na-post sa Google Classroom. So ang gagawin ko, I will inform you. I had your numbers, no? Remember, pinasulat ko kayo, sir, bakit niyo po kami pinasulat or pinasagot nung form na let me know you, meron ka namang number namin. Ang problema kasi sa class list na ibinigay is merong mali-mali. Yung mga numbers, mali. So kaya, meron akong na-encounter isa na naging textmate ako. My goodness, very bad, no? Sinabi, and then that's very irritating kasi nga nagte-text siya na tumatawag siya ng midnight kasi gusto niya maghanap ng friend, parang ganyan. Kasi iba pala yung nasulat na number. Kulang lang yung isang number sa bandang last, iba ang nakasulat. No? So that is why pinasulat ko kayo ng bago para alam ko talaga na yun na yun talaga yung number ninyo. Okay? The purpose of that, why I get that, is because I dapat meron talaga akong extra money for me to tax you all, no? Para walang takas, ganito talaga yung practice ko even I am teaching in IIT. Ang practice ko talaga, hindi talaga nawawala yung pag-tax. Kasi nga, alam ko naman na hindi tayo lahat nag-open ng internet. So, text yung pinakamadali. So, meaning to say, ang form, ang mga media na gagamitin ko para i-inform kayo about the materials for you to be notified will be text, no, text messaging sa cellphone ninyo. I'll be posting an announcement sa FB group chat natin. I'll be posting sa ano ba yan? Sa Google Classroom ninyo. Mind you children that whatever ang na-post sa classroom, it will be notified sa email ninyo. Okay? So marami tayong forms na ma-inform kayo so wala talaga tayong takas ha na hindi tayo na-inform. Okay? Technically, all activities are all good for a week. That is the minimum length or period for you to submit a task or activity a week, no? I will not give you an activity which is good only for 3 days or 2 days, no? Minimum of that would be a week. Okay. Except for some activities that require a longer time. Kasi nga, meron mga activity na hindi kailangan ng 1 week, no? Kailangan talaga ng 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And of course, if that would be the case, all instructions will be stated also sa activity or sa item na iyon. Okay? Napaka-importante talaga ng instructions ngayon, children. So make sure to read every instruction and make sure to definitely comprehend what is written in the instruction. Do not just read, no? Do not just read, okay, ganyan-ganyan. Kasi marami talaga akong na-encounter na after reading my long post, nagme-message sa akin ng obvious na tanong. Na ang tanong or ang sagot ay makikita lang sa long post ko. So hindi talaga na-gets. Ang ginamit kong lingwahe is, alam ko naman na nakaintindi kayo ng English. No, ang ginamit kong lingwahe doon is English, but then again, I used very common words. I used very simple words. So for you to really understand, no, para hindi siya mag-aanong complicated. Now, bear me, children, if I will be writing or I will be sending long messages. Because I specifically believe na for this pandemic, kasi ganito yung format ng pag-uusap natin, no? We will not do this man good anytime. So meaning to say, lahat ng post, i-message ko yan. So dapat comprehensive talaga yung post. So kung nakikita ninyo, most of the postings, especially those important postings, matataas talaga siya. So bear with me, read it, and then of course, comprehend no what things na nandun sa instruction. Deadline. So again, may pa-deadline tayo ha para uusad tayo. But the deadline here, ako yung may power to set the deadline, of course, because I am your teacher. But then again, you also have the power to suggest or to recommend. No, siguro pag post ko, nakikita niyo na parang, sir, tingnan niyo po yung activity, sir. Kasi baka hindi ano no na oversee ko lang yung or na overestimate or underestimate ko yung yung activity, and then I will give you a deadline na para sa inyo pala short. So make sure to tell me, no? Do not tell your parents, do not tell your friends, do not tell social media. Tell me na, sir, try to check daw po yung activity, sir. Parang napakahaba po, medyo complicated po sa amin kasi ganito yung setup namin sa future. Pwede po ba, sir, na instead of 2 weeks ang 2 weeks ang length ng submission, sir, pwede ba na 2 months? Nabongga yung 2 months, di ba? Hindi ko alam kung anong mangyayari sa 2 months. So yeah, I will take note of that. I will think of it. Then I will change the deadline if that is necessary. But not all the time, ha. But again, please tell me kung meron tayong problema when it comes to deadline. It is because I really wanted it to know your idea kasi nga alam ko na marami kayong subjects ngayon. So hindi ko alam kung gaano ba din ka-heavy yung isang subject na yon and then the other subject. So make sure to tell me, sir, the deadline is killing us. So can you stretch that out parang ganyan, no? So pwede natin mapag-usapan. Kasi again, kung ano man yung reklamo ninyo about the subject, do not relay it to somebody outside me, no? Kasi nga, sabi ko sa mga estudyante ko dito na nandito din previously, they cannot solve the problem, children. And di ba ayaw yung maging, if you don't want to experience kung ano ang ma-experience namin, you don't have to do that. Kasi magiging teachers kayo. And of course, since tao lang din tayo, we are not perfect, meaning to say, walang perfect na teacher. It's just that, kailangan lang talaga natin ng pag-usapan lahat. So kung merong problema, if there will be problems about the subject, direct it to your teacher. This is not just for me, but for the other subjects or subject teachers. Because the person responsible to that problem is your teacher. And the one who will solve the problem is also the teacher. So direct it to the teacher and not to somebody else. Please take note, children, since marami kayong subject ngayon, you really have a lot of subjects and all subjects will require you something. Very stressful tagayan, okay? Ang stress ha, pag maingon tag mas stress ta, basi nakalimot pud mo nga kami pod na stress. Ako ning uh, I would like to inform everyone that the process of dealing this is very difficult for us teachers. Alam niyo naman na kahit yung teacher, maraming internet, unlimited yung internet ni teacher, napakalakas ng internet ni teacher, ang daming pera ni teacher, may iPad si teacher, may MacBook si teacher, 5 yung laptops ni teacher, and so on. Although marami siyang resources, pero yung mga estudyante niya, walang gaanong resources, problema yan ni teacher. So I must tell you that your problems when it comes to internet connectivity, your problems when it comes to lack of resources, lack of gadgets, those are still our problems also. It is because um, we can pursue kung ano yung goal ng subject, no? Especially the subject is very demanding. Like for example, this one, this subject is very demanding. No, this is technology for teaching and learning in the elementary grades. Very ironic for this time kasi nga I will teach you how to use technology for you to incorporate it sa lesson sa elementary. Kunya, we lack resources, di ba? And that is a challenge for me as a teacher. And that is a problem to me. So baka akala nyo lang ha, akala nyo lang. So make sure if you feel na-stress ako sa requirements, sila sir kaya na-stress din ba? Parang ganyan, no? So we all have problems. Ang gagawin lang natin dito is actually cooperation, no? We really have to talk with each other because konting miscommunication lang dito sa klase na to, ay nako, bongga, sasabog tong klase na to. Okay, so we will talk a lot and then raise your concerns and then we will solve the problem. Okay, so make sure to list down your mga activities na kailangan nyo i-submit sa lahat ng subjects ninyo and then idikit nyo yan or ilagay nyo yan kung saan kayo nagsa-study or your study room para wala kayo talagang makaligtaan. Okay, the classroom has its feature na to accept any outputs after the indicated due date. Remember, kung naka-explore na kayo sa Google Classroom, you would notice na meron talaga mga due dates. Okay? After the due date, it will be closed. And then I will not open it anymore. I have the power to open it, no? So I will not open it. I will not open it anymore. So, meaning to say, if you have problems about the deadline, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, if you have problems about the deadline, you have to confront me. You have to approach me first. Do not approach me after the due date. Kasi wala na tayong gagawa dyan. Okay? So I believe, no, I think sa ibang estudyante ko dito, sinabi ko talaga na democratic dapat yung klase natin. And this time, with this kind of platform, hindi lang dapat democratic yung klase natin, it should also be flexible. Okay? Next, submission of outputs. Ay, may pa-submission pa si sir. Since we will be doing this online, I emphasize this online. Baka may magtatanong, hey, bakit online yung submission? Na wala kaming internet, pupunta kami ng bukid, punta pa kami ng rooftop, pupunta pa kami, akit pa kami ng puno, wala kaming pera pang internet. Ang gamit lang namin cellphone, wala kaming laptop, wala kaming printer. Bakit may submission online pa? The answer is very obvious, di ba? No? Very obvious talaga yung sagot kasi nga, first and foremost, I cannot travel to your place to get the output. I cannot get I cannot travel to Surigao del Sur, I cannot travel to Malabang, I cannot travel to Maguindanao, I cannot travel in some other places in Lanao del Sur and Lanao del Norte. Okay, I cannot go there to get the output. At the same time, you cannot go here in Iligan City for you to submit personally the output. So makikita talaga tayo through online. No, meaning to say, lahat ng submissions will be online. So please take note of that. Although, no, I acknowledge submission of output may be difficult to almost of you. So, sa lahat talaga, yung problema talaga yung submission. Sir, wala kaming laptop. So, paano kami mag-encode? So, ito yung gagawin natin. Whatever the activity, no, kung ano man yung activity natin, hindi ko yun i-restrict kung anong gagamitin ninyong material. No? Like for example, meron akong pinasagutan na activity. Dapat initiative natin maghanap ng way na paano kaya ni sir makita at paano ko to masubmit yung output. Of course, ang gagawin mo lang, lahat ng mga activity siguro isusulat mo sa yellow paper or bond paper, ganyan. Or any blank sheet of paper. Then dapat it should be clean, dapat klaro. And then right after that, picturean. Kasi I believe naman lahat tayo may smartphones. Tama? So picturean lang, siguraduhin lang na okay, ito mababasa to ni sir. I-upload sa Google Classroom. Okay. Sir, hindi ko talaga ma-upload sa Google Classroom. Kasi hindi talaga ako makapasok. Oh. So pag hindi makapasok, okay, marami pa tayong paraan. Pwede, the other way around, you send me personally through FB Messenger, the picture, di ba? Sir, this is the output for chu like that. Okay, okay lang, walang problema. Sir, parang komportable po ako na ma-send siya through email, sir. Kahit cellphone yung gamit ko, okay, email. Meaning to say, the point that wala talagang rason na hindi talaga kayo makapag-submit ng output. Okay? Medyo tedious, medyo mas double burden kasi nga you really have to write the activity sheet but then again it's still worth it, no? Dapat nating tawirin tong pandemyang ito. The most important thing lang, ang hinihingi ko lang sa inyo is dapat meron akong nakitang submission at meron akong mababasa. Yun lang. At least kung mayroon akong mabasa, meron akong ma-check na output, tama? So yun lang yung concern natin. So that is why I placed there, thus in submitting your output, you may use any means applicable in every submission. Any means meaning to say, hindi siya restricted, no? Meaning to say, every time I will be giving you activity, I will not tell you that, okay, please place it in a long bond paper, dapat double space talaga siya, dapat may design, blah, blah, blah. I will not tell you that. Kayo na yung maghanap ng ways kung paano ninyo masulat, makasagot ng activity, and then how to submit it. Okay? Initiatives are very important, especially this time. Your initiative and being resourceful, children, dito matitest. No, dito natin makikita na despite of the lack of materials, the lack of resources, I can still pull out my strength on this subject. Okay? For that, please make sure to read the instructions before sending your outputs again and again. Before you will answer any activity, any quiz, any assignment whatsoever, you really have to read the instructions. And then before submitting your output, please go back to the instruction, read it, and then if it's okay na tanan, okay, send it. And then of course, cheating is a big no-no. No? Marami akong na-observe na kahit na binigay ko sa kanila ang 100% trust ko, binabali pa rin nila. So ngayon, you all have the chances to cheat. But then again, I'm not here to judge. That is why again and again, I will give you my 100% trust. Okay, nakadepende na sa inyo ha. Kung nituo mo Ginoo, okay, do not cheat. But if you don't trust or wala mo faith sa inyong God, okay, do cheating. I believe sa Islam, ang cheating is a grave sin. So make sure to remind it and put it in your mind, no? Kasi parang mawawala lang. You are praying but you are not doing it. Okay? So that's it. And then when it comes, sir, ako talaga sir, na yung pina-search mo sir, gusto ko talagang i-search sa what I mean, yung question mo talaga sa activity sir, gusto ko talagang i-search sir. Bakit mo kami i-restrict sir? I don't restrict you. Ha? You can search, you can get an idea. Like for example, yung question, what is photosynthesis or define photosynthesis na? So maglisod matag explain ana in our own words. So ang gagawin natin, search tayo sa Google, pak. Ang daming photosynthesis. I allowed you to search, yes. Pero by the time you will get the idea of someone, please make sure to cite it. Kasi yan yung dapat natutunan natin sa CPE 107. Meron tayong tinatawag na fair use and plagiarism. Okay? And plagiarism is cheating. So make sure kung saan nyo yan kinuha, I will give you formats and I will teach you how to cite, no? To cite para naman doon yung masulat kung saan yung kinuha, no? Walang masama kung manghiram ng idea as long as gi-acknowledge nimo siya. The bad thing there is, or the worst there is, you are getting the idea of somebody and then you owned it. That's cheating. Okay? And that is a big no-no. So I hope you really understand. Okay? I'm sure you really understand because you are now third year. Hapit na gid mo sa hapit na mo musulod sa ato ang profession, which is the teaching profession. Okay. Next. May pa. Kanina pa to, no? So honesty is the best policy. Now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is. So ang sabi ni Ernest Hemingway na huwag isipin ang wala. Isipin kung anong meron ka at gamitin mo yun. Okay? And then according to Barack Obama, you really have to get up and do something. You really have to do something. Kasi pag wala kang gagawin, ay wala ding improvement. Tama? So get up and do something. Now let's try to look at the highlight of this class orientation. Again, this is GED105, Technology for Teaching and Learning in the Elementary Grades. As you can see, this subject is a new subject for us. I think this is my first time to teach. This is the first subject bago to kayo ang una na nakakuha ng subject na ito. This course is designed for prospective teachers, that is you, to develop and use digital and non-digital teaching learning resources using technology tools appropriate in various subject areas. Nga sa inyo ha, kay 8 man kabuk inyong ang subjects elementary nyo, generalist man mo, so katutanan. Ato sila tanan ato to silang kuhaon. We will use all 8 subjects. Further, the course will provide opportunities for students to use technology tools. Again, to use technology tools to develop project-based collaborative activities and share resources among communities of practice. This subject is very nice kung naka face-to-face talaga tayo. So, but then again, I will make sure na GED 105, mabibigyan ko pa rin yan ng justice kahit ganito yung format natin. Ang kailangan ko lang is cooperation talaga ninyo. Okay. Next, this one, the very important thing, your grade, no? The components of your grade. Ang dami, sir. Yes, ang dami talaga. No? I actually checked the PSG coming from CHED, and I noticed na wala itong laboratory, meaning to say this is integrated. That is why full blast talaga ang subject na to, no? Kung titingnan ninyo. So let's try to look at each one of the component. Are you still there, people? Okay pa
Yes,
kayo dyan?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes po,
Yes, sir.
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 Alive na alive. Okay.
Yes,
So let's, sige,
yes,
isa-isahin
sir.
natin.
Still here.
Okay. So
Yes,
isa-isahin
sir.
natin. Okay. Individual outputs. Yung individual outputs, children, ano yan? What you call this? Yan yung mga quizzes ninyo, yung mga activities, lahat ng gagawin ninyo. That is individual outputs. Except for the learning plan, no? Nakaseparate siya. Sir, wala pong group task. There will be no group task for this semester, for this subject, no, as of the moment. Kasi nga, very difficult kung okay lang sana kung nasa Metro Manila tayo, kung nandun tayo sa Makati City or Quezon City, na malakas yung signal, okay sana kung group task. Pero wala kasi, limited yung interconnection natin. Therefore, you will work as one. Sorry. You will work as individual. Kana siya. So that is 35% of your grade. Please take note, children, that individual output siya yung may pinakamataas na puntos or percentage pala sa components ng grado ninyo. So make sure to complete all tasks given. That is 35% of your grade. The second highest percentage is 25%. No? Anyway, later. Sir, ano po yung participation? Wala naman tayong pa-oral recitation dito. So ano kayang participation na to? This participation talks about yung every time meron tayong ganito, virtual meeting. By the way, hindi natin to gagawin every meeting ha. We will do this once a month or twice a month. Nakadepende yan sa urgency. So, dapat nandito lang kayo. Sa mga hindi naman makapasok, don't worry. Basta alam ko na nandyan kayo, baka nandyan kayo sa messenger. You inform me na hindi kayo makapasok. You tried entering the room pero hindi talaga kasi napakahina ng signal. That is still okay. Okay, that is participation 5%. Summative tests, or that is our major exam, we only have prelim and midterm. And then both exams are time pressured and both exams are online exams. Okay, and that is 15% of your grade. Next, learning plan. Sir, ano po yung learning plan? Kung meron na kayong subject na GED 101, alam nyo yan, no? Because that is actually the other term of learning plan is lesson plan. So you will be creating and writing lesson plan with ICT integration. Now the problem here is there are 8 subjects. So ang 8 na subjects, gagawa nyo yan ng lesson plan. So na nakikita nyo yung lesson plan, dapat yung lesson plan meron siyang ICT integration. Because this is the purpose of the subject. So bibigyan ko kayo ng picture, like for example, ano ba? For example, ang topic ko ay cell. So I am discussing sa lesson plan ko, meron akong discussion about parts and functions of a cell. And then ang ICT integration doon ay dapat makikita sa lesson plan, dapat it is stipulated in the lesson plan na si teacher ay gumagamit ng projector, si teacher ay gumagamit ng ng computer lab because the teacher uses saan siya, an interactive simulation. Or during the activity, di ba may pa-activity yan? During the activity, the teacher provided an interactive simulation for the students to be manipulated. And that is ICT integration. Teaching cells with ICT. Okay? So that is the unique part. Kasi sa JED 101 kasi, hindi, if you are, yung mga nag-JED 101 kung titingnan ninyo, wala yung ICT integration. Hindi talaga i-impose na kailangan gumamit ka ng ICT integration. But for here, we will construct a lesson plan na meron talagang ICT integration. Na dapat kitang-kita talaga na meron siyang ICT integration. Now, the challenging part is 8 subjects ang gagawa ninyo. Sir, 8 agad? No, hindi 8 agad ha. Hindi ko pa siya na picture out kung ano yung style ko, but initially ang plan ko is 'di ba there are 8 man siya. So ang plan ko, anong plan ko? So yung plano ko dalawa muna, dalawang lesson plan, detailed lesson plan for prelim. So during prelim week yan ang deadline ha, or for the whole duration of prelim, dalawa. Then I will indicate kung ano ang subject, if it is English or math, no? So dalawa for prelim, initial pa to ha, midterm tatlo, and then sa finals tatlo din. Again, sa finals natin wala na tayong lecture sa finals natin wala na tayong exam. The only thing that you will be doing sa finals is to write the rest of the lesson plan and prepare for your demo teaching. Okay. So the demo teaching here is 7 to 10 minutes. I don't I do not know pala. Hindi ko pa na finalize talaga yung length. I will tell you the details pag nandoon na tayo sa third quarter or sa finals na part. Okay. So that is 35, 5, 15, 20, 25%. That is overall 100%. The passing percentage for this subject is 75%. So that is our tres. So para makakuha kayo ng 75, dapat itong individual, 35 talaga. And then siguro okay ito, banda. Okay. So dapat dito talaga yung hugutan ninyo, no? Okay. Dapat alam nyo kung saan dapat kayo babawi. So that is 75% talaga. Okay. So the floor is now open for Q&A. Any questions? Hello? If you have question, you just have to unmute yourself and then ask. Huwag mahiyang magtanong, please. Yes,
Sir,
Janisa.
yung about sa Sir, yung about sa lesson plan, na what if hindi pa namin natakal yung GED 101?
May GED 101 ka karon? Ngayon?
Wala, sir. Freshman pa.
Excuse me. Freshman ka?
As in? Napaka-advance mo.
Wait.
Grabe.
Wait, sandali. Janisa?
Freshman ka pa na, may GED105 ka na.
Yes, sir.
Ako din. No one.
Wait, dali ha. Oh my goodness. I have to message mo ko later sa Facebook ha. We will talk.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, please. After this meeting,
Sir.
okay lang ba after this message mo ko? Oh.
Yes,
Grade 101.
yes,
Ha?
sir.
Sir.
Okay, very good. Sige. Yes,
Guys.
another concern? Amira? Amira, pakote?
Subject. Is kanya na first years ka.
Sir.
Grabe ang mga
Isa-isa lang
chismis,
muna.
ang mga chismis
Isa-isa
ng
lang
mga
muna
first.
mga classmates.
Labi talaga yung mga chismis dyan. Okay. Yes, Saima, may question? Muhammad.
Wala po.
Sir, sir,
Sir,
may question po ako.
Ay, sige, si Muhammad
Sir,
na.
yung...
Oh, Muhammad, Muhammad muna. Oh, Muhammad
Sir,
and then Rifa.
may consultation po ba sa detailed lesson plan?
Very good. Thank you for asking. Ang magaganap nito, there would be consultations talaga, no? So, dapat for you to be, ano ba yan? For you to be entertained agad, dapat kayong gumawa agad ng lesson plan para masubmit nyo sa akin. And then we will do one by one consultation. Sir, ano po mayayari sa consultation? Kailangan po ba na online? No. Pwede ko kayong tawagan through phones lang. Pero kung kaya nyo naman, pwede tayong ganito mag-online. Kung gusto niyo na straight tayo, kasi sa cellphone kasi, hindi kasi ako naka-postpaid. So, magka-cut siya every 12 minutes. So, that's a problem. Pero okay lang naman. I can do it, no? So, meron tayong format. Again, marami tayong ways for consultation. Tatawagan kayo through phone or we can have this. So, merong consultations, Mohammed.
Hello,
Thank you
sir.
po, sir.
Okay, Rifa.
Sir, yung about sa demo po na ano, paano po yun? Through call po o ano? Through video po?
Okay, very good. Yung nilagay ko doon sa presentation, pre-recorded. So, you will record yourself while demonstrating. Sir, pwede po ba namin i-edit ang video? No. You are not allowed to edit. Gusto ko talagang makita yung kung ano talaga nangyari during sa demonstration. Okay?
Salamat po, sir.
Hello,
Okay,
sir.
you're welcome. Next. Yes, dear. Naima.
Sir, same situation po kami, sir, ni Miss Janisa, sir. Shifty po kasi ako, pero second year.
Hindi ka pa nag-CP 107.
Wala pa, sir, kay second year ako, pero kakashift ko lang this sem.
Joe, sino nag-enroll sa stress ako. Okay, message mo ko. Oh.
Yes,
Naima,
sir.
and
Thank
then,
you. Yes,
sino yung
sir.
isa? And then Janisa,
Janisa.
ha? Message.
Yes.
Okay. Message niyo ako after
Thank
this,
you,
ha?
sir. Yes
Okay, you're
po.
welcome.
Sir.
Amira.
Sir.
Ako din, sir.
Joy Ria.
Oo, sir. Hindi ko po natik yung GED101. Yung
Hindi mo pa, how about CP 107?
shift yun po ako, sir.
So, hindi mo
Oo,
pa natik
nakanatik ko po yung shift ko, sir.
CP 107.
Tik ko po.
Again. Ngayon mo tinake ang CP 107 or last sem?
The last time pa, sir. Last time, sir.
Okay. Most likely, parang okay siya. Okay lang. Pero hindi ka pa nag-JED 101.
Okay lang, sir. Oh, wala pa po.
Okay lang, sige. Okay, sige. Anyway, I will consult that. But still, so far, Joy Ria, parang okay naman. Yes, Amira. Amira Pakote. Wala. Raida? Si Astima muna.
Sir, same
Astima.
case.
Yes.
Yung-
Same case din. Sandali lang.
Yes, sir.
Amira,
Wala po
Same
akong
case
CP 107.
Ano?
Sir, same case.
Wala kang CPE 107 pero may JED
CP
101 ka.
107. FT po ako.
JED 101.
Yes, sir.
Tapos ka na mag JED 101? Amira? Hello,
Yes,
Amira?
sir.
JED 101 tapos ka
Sir,
na.
paano po yan? Wala po akong CP 107.
Okay, sige. Yung walang mga CPE 107, message niyo ko personally, ha? Sa Facebook after neto, ha? After neto, sige.
Sir.
Yes, Raida.
Sir, yung teaching demo po, 'di ba, i-record po 'yon. So, while
Yes.
recording po is ano 'yun yung background namin, mag magkakaroon pa ba kami ng like kunwari PowerPoint, yung sa likod po or something board ganun po or no need.
Um, titingnan ko ang details. Kasi tinitingnan ko pa kasi kung anong mangyayari sa demonstration. So basically, yun yung plano. Ang idea na lang siguro natin is yung typical demonstration. Yun lang, yung typical demonstration yung idea natin. But when it comes, for example, 'di ba, magsasabi tayo na, sir, 'di ba, sabi mo sir, ICT integration. So dapat sir, meron kaming gagamit talaga kami ng projector. O wag naman. Hindi naman tayo lahat may projector. Ang concern lang siguro dito, Raida, and for the whole class, gusto ko lang na makita sa lesson plan, no? So bali, i-assume natin 'yan during your demonstration na gumagamit kayo ng technology.
Sige
Okay?
sir.
Okay,
Yes.
very good, Raida. Next.
Sir.
Yes, Saima.
Sir, regarding po sa topic, kayo po yung pipili or kami na?
Kayo yung papipiliin ko, no? Gusto ko talagang kayo yung pumili. So, ang gagawin ko, i-upload ko sa Google Classroom lahat ng curriculum guide ng 8 subjects. Anong 8? 10 ito? 8 subjects. I-upload ko ang curriculum guide ng 8 subjects. And then, pili kayo, no? For example, actually sasabihin ko yan, no? 'Di ba, initially ang plan ko, 'di ba, dalawang subjects sa prelim na gagawa ninyo ng lesson plan, 3 sa midterm, 3 din sa finals. I will state that, like for example, okay, please choose a topic. Sa prelim, for example, please choose topics under English and math. So I mean to say, focus kayo sa English and then math. Okay? So by subjects tayo. Is that clear,
Thank you.
Saima?
Yes po, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next question.
Sir,
Klase
according
kayo,
po sa
2:30. Yes, Muhammad.
according po sa i-choose na topic kahit anong grade level po?
Yes, kahit anong grade level kasi hindi ko sa gamay ra man gud ta, no? So hindi ako maka-impose na okay dapat grade 1 ka lang. Okay dapat ikaw grade 3 ka lang. Dapat ganyan. So ang gagawin lang para lang random talaga siya, dapat merong kahit saan. Yan lang sa muna. That's the initial plan. Ha. Magbabago yan along the way. Okay?
Sige po, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Muhammad. Next question. May klase kayo after this? May orientation? Wala?
Wala po, sir.
Okay, any other question? Clarification.
Sir, wala po akong
Yes.
CPE 107.
Ikaw din. Okay, sige.
Opo.
So, GED101.
Wala rin po.
I do.
Wala rin.
Sige po. Okay.
Freshman po.
Fresh. Okay. Grabe yung reaction, no? OA yung reaction. Freshman. Ay, stress up. So, ilan na tayo magtala dito sa akin? So, ano to, baybahayan?
Sir, masyado.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, yung mga, ay nako, welcome.
Sir, pwede
Mga
muna, sir.
Frenchies. Hello,
Sir,
dear.
pwede sir mag-speak kasi may klase pa po ako, sir.
Sure, dear. Sure. Okay. For the freshies, ito yung mga atis ninyo and then the kuya, mga freshies. Okay. Any other concern? Wala na? Okay. If you don't have any concerns, kindly open your camera for picture taking before tayo
Oh
mag-end.
my God.
Oh my God.
Ano?
Ding, okay.
Sir, wait lang.
Sure.
Sir, sa rooftop ako,
Kahit
Joe.
yung mga papa-rooftop ang peg. Kahit yung mga freshies, sige, open niyo lang yung camera ninyo para naman may remembrance kami na nandito kayo. Oh, okay. Ready? Ready na? Okay, ready. One. Oh, sige. Okay, smile. Wala namang nakanikab dito. Wala may nakanikab na smile pa din siya. Okay, ready? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, if you don't have any concerns, you can now, yes, you can now exit the room. At yung mga freshies,
Sige po, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
bye everyone.
Bye, sir.
Au revoir.
Bye, sir. Thank you for your
Yes,
time.
bye. I'm here. Bye.
Bye, everyone.